Alright, hello everybody, and welcome to God Gaming and some Space Engineers. This is the noob guide on the Xbox One. We have our platform that we're working on here. In the last one, we finished up the basic refinery and the O2H2 generator that you see right here. We've got those pieces running. We put the little small cargo container here. And now we want to work on this one. We want to get some batteries rolling. Want to get the batteries going. The other piece that I like to get rolling now that I have this the O2H2 generator is like a medical bay or station, so that we can stop relying on the ship and I can start tearing that down for its pieces. So battery, we'll probably do the battery in this one, and then we want to start somewhat of a drilling platform, because while it's great that I was able to find all these resources like the nickel and the cobalt and the iron, it is much easier and a little bit of a hack to the game if you just kind of drill for stone and let that basic refinery turn it into the ingots that you need for silicone, nickel, and iron. Now, it won't turn it into magnesium, which we have over there, and it won't turn it into cobalt, which we have over there, but at least you'll be able to get a majority of the resources you need to really start ramping up production, because we're at a point where it's going to take a really long time to start getting the things together that we need to if we keep relying on drilling for rock on our own and going all the way down there 700 meters away to go get the iron and bring it back. Well, it's great, I can bring back raw iron and turn it directly into iron ingots. It's going to take a really long time. So let's get this rolling. What we're going to do first is we're going to drop down the large cargo container. We're going to need that for the amount of stone that we're going to start bringing in. So let's queue that up. I kind of had it going already, ready to queue up, because I want to make sure I had the pieces that I need in my inventory. We'll take a quick look at that too. Steel plates and interior plates, that if I haven't said this before, is something that you should always have on your character, because most things are going to require that to start them and get them going. So you should have those on you. I have a few pieces of some ingots in here that I got to drop into our basic refinery over here as well. Those will not go in there because I hit the wrong button. Don't mind that. I'm going to place this large cargo container here. This way I can kind of hide some of the conveyors that I have to hook up to make all of this work. So now we got to get this thing rolling. And this is a little bit of where it becomes like a little bit challenging to make this guy right. So the reason why I made the smaller one first and started getting things rolling was because you need 24 metal grids here, and that requires cobalt. So we will definitely have to go and mine the cobalt in order to get those metal grids rolling. Once you have it and you have this container completed, you won't need cobalt again for a little while for metal grids until you start getting into ships and things like that, I believe, is when we're going to really start needing to get cobalt on a regular basis, more so. But then we can build a mining ship that'll help us get that a lot easier and a lot quicker as well. So let me go get that cobalt, which is all the way down there. And I don't think I have any on us at all here. If you take a look at this here, let's take a look at our refinery. No, I didn't grab any yet. I just have the iron and the nickel and some silicone. Let's put that in there as well to get that rolling. And I have this kind of here so I can hide my conveyors that we put in, and I'll explain conveyors. I may do a video that kind of goes in deep about conveyors, because they can get confusing. There is definitely a trick to them, and there's rules to them that you need to know that are kind of super important. So it's something we'll definitely kind of look at. If you guys want to see a separate video about conveyors, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll definitely bring in a video all about conveyors. It took me a really long time to really grasp the concept of, well, I'd say a long time, but grasp the concept of what they do, how they work, and get them working properly. It can be super simple if you know what to look for, but a lot of people don't explain what to look for when you're looking this stuff up. So I'm more than happy to kind of go in depth with it. Let me get that cobalt. I'm kind of wasting time here chatting away and looking at stuff, but I'm going to get that cobalt and I'll bring it back to these guys when I have it and we are rolling for the large container. Alright folks, so I am here. I am down in this hole. Had to go about 22 meters down to get to the cobalt in the ice lake. Mostly ice there in a way. I use the left trigger to do that, to get down here without breaking up all the resources in the ice. I don't really need that quite yet, and I don't want to get it in my way. I brought it in here because, you guys comment to me below if you want to see me do the drilling stuff. Let me know. I think it's kind of boring, all of this, but I wanted to at least bring this part in to show you what the cobalt looks like, so you know what to look for. Kind of has this blue, like, veinish look to it, so we can start like mining that now and bringing that in. So we'll use the right trigger to do so and bring it in, and then we'll see it back at base. Alright, so we're back and we got our cobalt. We did pick up some ice in the process of mining and a little bit of stone that was down in there as well, as we're breaking stuff up. But there's the cobalt, plenty of it here. That should be more than enough for us to get things rolling here. So we will dump the cobalt in, and first get that cobalt rolling so we can get the ingots for it, and we'll put the stone in behind it so it kind of does its thing. And then we're going to start working on getting those metal grids. The ice I'll dump over here in the O2H2 generator. Scroll over to that. Boom, bring that in. Yeah, a little bit of extra ice is never going to hurt. We have 957 in there now. It's okay for now. It's enough for what we need to do, but we have plenty of ice out there. And maybe eventually we'll extend this platform out to build a drilling operation to get plenty of ice so we can do hydrogen, because we're going to get into hydrogen as well at some point, which will be very important. But let me go ahead now and come in here. We're going to go over to production. We have these metal grids here. We need about 24 of them, so let's queue up 30. And that should start rolling for you. See, it needs the cobalt there. Required is 30. We have 6 available. Once it brings in enough of what we need, it should be able to do that for us and start getting them assembling. We'll take a look at our large cargo container while we're waiting. See what else we need here. We need a ton of interior plates. We need some construction components, small steel tubes, a lot of those. We need a bunch of motors. We're going to have to definitely do some more grinding for some resources in order to get this going as well. So 360 interior plates in total. We only need 300 to make it operational, which is nice. And about 8 computers. But yeah, another 80 construction components. So we have quite a few pieces that we're going to need here for that. Right now what we have on us is not quite enough to get us rolling for this. I mean, we'll dump this stuff in there and get it rolling, so it'll kind of leave us pretty much almost empty, except for 2 steel plates. But let's grab what we can now. We might as well grab that. Grab the motors. We'll grab whatever construction components we have, and we'll bring this in here and tap that. And so the motors are done, which is good. Usually those cost a lot of resources as well to get them rolling. We have the computers now. We have some steel tubes, but we definitely need interior plates. Alright, so we had to do a little bit more drilling for some stone to get some nickel in. I'm just talking about like trying to beef up production here a little bit. You definitely want to get a drilling platform going here as soon as possible, as early on as possible. And like I said, this is a little bit of a hack for the game. I need 3 more metal grids, and it all came down to not having the nickel required to make them. So we're waiting here for this to break down. I think I don't have enough nickel again. Yep, some still short nickel, because we need to make a few more of these. We need about 3. I have 10 queued up. So let me go grab some nickel and bring it back in. So another little bit of trick here is if, like, right now it's trying to break down the cobalt. The cobalt's going to take a little bit longer for it to kind of process through the basic refinery, because it is a basic refinery. What you can do here is when you're in this spot here in your basic refinery, in order to get the stone rolling first, if you hold on your right bumper and then you hit the D-pad to the left, it'll move it over right there like that, and the stone is now queued first. So you're just basically changing the queue here of how things are going to process. And now you see the stones rolling, and it goes a lot faster. So it's much faster to process for the basic refinery than the cobalt. And then once it's done, it'll go back to doing the cobalt. It'll be a little bit longer, but slower. But like now we have that, and it's giving us the nickel, more nickel ingots there. So we won't still have quite enough to do what we need to. All right, so we're back in. We have those last pieces that we need. We finally got enough nickel from all of that. You can see how important it is. I did a whole bunch of grinding off camera in order to get those pieces. So let's get this large container completed finally, and boom, there it is, ready to go. And yeah, so we're going to start building out from this now with conveyors in order to start a drilling platform for ourselves. Let's get over here and take a look. We're going to start building in conveyors here to connect this up to this one here, so that we can pass the material through. All the stone that we're going to collect is going to pass through here. And that's why one of the reasons why I'm kind of using this one too, this small one, is this way I have other outlets to go out from it, rather than just the large one here, and I can hide some of the stuff behind it. It probably would have been better to do this from the beginning, but I wanted to get myself some sort of container to move out of that other one. And I wasn't really planning on doing a drilling platform this early, but I think it's going to be super helpful for us at this point to kind of move into that little bit of a, like I said, a little bit of a trick there. Get that rolling as soon as possible. Get all the stone that you need, and you'll never have to really worry about your resources again once you get that platform going. It does take a bit of maintenance, and I will go through that with you, kind of planning it out and then kind of deconstructing it to reconstruct it again so that you can drill even further down. You kind of have to get everything going first, get yourself a nice pilot hole with all of that. But let's get these conveyors going while I'm sitting here talking. I'm really more thinking in my head than anything else, instead of planning what we need to do next. And we need these conveyor tubes. Let's start with the curved one. So when you're pushing down here on the left stick, you hit your A button to cycle across the blocks. You'll see I've selected the curved conveyor tubes. If you see, I can kind of keep clicking that A, and it'll bring me across all of those different blocks that are available. We'll start with the curved one first. And boom, we'll do that. Bring that in there. We will rotate that around. Yeah, I could do that first. And you can see we need interior plates. Super important to have interior plates, like I said, all the time on your person. I don't have any ready, so we're going to have to go ahead and produce some. Let's produce a few steel plates and a few... Nope. Not metal grids. Take those out of there. And let's do a bunch of interior plates and get those rolling. We'll go ahead and rev those out along with the steel plates. Now we have just enough to at least place it. That's what we really want to do, is just get it placed here. And then we're going to get this turned around as well, like that. And then we're going to need a straight one. So if you hit up on the D-pad, you'll see that it changes the block that you have. You could put a conveyor here, which will give you more openings and ports, but we already have the cargo container, so we'll just do a regular tube here. Click up again, and then you have the tube, place the tube, and now we're ready to go. So we will get back to our hand and our welder, and we can see that we need a bunch of motors, a bunch of steel tubes, interior plates, of course, construction components. We'll tap that to get the interior plates in there. We'll tap that. I only have 2 for that one. 1 for that one, actually. So we're going to have to come back into here and grab out the rest of the stuff that we have. So we'll grab the motors, components, the steel tubes. We're going to need more steel tubes for sure, but let's just at least get this stuff rolling here. That's that one. And that's that one. So we definitely need steel tubes and interior plates. This is almost done, yeah. Steel tubes. Alright, let's go produce some of those. More interior plates. Get about 40 of those. Get about 40 steel tubes. I think it should be enough. I think we need more construction components. I'm not sure. We'll do a bunch of those, and then some more steel plates. Can never go wrong. We didn't use any steel plates in this, but I'm just going to grab a few more anyway, just for reasons. You can see conveyor belt, the conveyor tube here. That yellow light means that it's not fully connected. It's got power, but it's not making the connection that it needs to make yet. So we'll go ahead and finish that one up. And yeah, we need a few more construction components. I don't think we grabbed enough. Okay. We're gonna have to produce more. There is a way to make this easier for yourself. You can go in and kind of use the build planner for this stuff. I'm having trouble. I don't know if it's a bug or a glitch or it's this particular game. I did try it once, but what it did was it like queued up way too many things for me. I was like producing like 1,100 motors when I only needed like 30, and I'm not sure what happened or why it happened. But there's the conveyor tubes are finished, and you see the green lights go, which means it's fully connected. So everything that's in here will transfer to here, and then go into our basic refinery. It'll pull that stuff in automatically for us, which is super cool. And let's get ourselves back to level ground. Now we're gonna have to work on more conveyor tubes. in order to build our mining rig, we're going to need a piston and we're going to need drills as well. So let me go ahead and start working on that stuff. So let me just quickly show you like the build planner that I was talking about. So we're in here. If we go over, let's say we want to get the, I think it's advanced systems. Yep. So we're in advanced systems. The piston, we'll go left over to that, right? And there's a couple different blocks here. There's the merge block and then the piston. We need the piston so that it'll kind of drill down for us. And you'll see there's the build planner, right? If you hit the X or the Y to add or remove from the build planner, you can hit the X and that'll add to your build planner. You use the Y to remove it. Well, there was one thing in there, I think it was the wind turbine, but we'll take that out and we'll just put the piston in. Now we should be able to queue up exactly what we need here for the piston. This is where I'm having trouble and I'm not sure. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe you guys can show me. Give me a few tips on how to do this. When I come in here, there is a piece here where add components from the build planner to production queue. So when I click this, it should add in the components that I need to the production. Here it worked perfectly. So it should produce all the pieces that I need to build that piston, right? We're going to start building our conveyor tubes here, laying them down for our drilling platform. We're going to go quite a few up here. I'm going to probably want to put maybe, I don't know, 2 pistons in right away, I would think, in order to get this to the way I want to. Maybe a curved one there. And then we're going to do the curved tube again. Let that face out that way. And then we're going to need the straight tube. We'll have to go back into our build planner here to get that back. You can see in our blueprints, I mean, in our build planner, I added quite a few of these pieces in there. We'll try to see if those work for us in a moment. Bring that out at least, I would say, 2. So we're right there. Let's look straight down. I mean, that should be okay because it's going to drop right here. I think that should be okay. So we can do our curved tube here now and have that face down. Rotate that. Perfect. So now we're going to start building these pieces and then getting our piston on the end of this. Let us drop down a little bit. Let's get that piston rolling for ourselves. We should have enough pieces for the piston. Go back to Advanced Systems. We'll pick that up. We're going to place that on there. And that should work for us. Yep. Boom, that's in. And we'll switch our hand over here. We'll get our welder, and this should be, we should have enough stuff for this when we go back and get it. We're going to have to get some energy too. We get the energy going, get all the components I need, get the refinery, the assembler going for ourselves as well. Alright, let's get all the pieces I need for the piston, and there it is completed. Don't forget to work on this piece here. It does require a few steel plates on its own, but that's ready to go there too. It's just the end cap piece for the piston. I don't think it's required to kind of get this thing operational. Maybe for that connection, I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. But I always like to complete it just in case. I do have our basic refinery rolling here. It is producing the stuff that we need. You can take a look at the production queue here. You can see, like, I've queued up a whole bunch of the tubes and the curved tubes as well to get all the pieces that I need. And it looks like it's doing it right now. Maybe it's just bugged in my test game, I'm not sure. But this looks like it's appropriate right now. There was one I did, like I said, I just kind of queued up like 1,100 motors. It was absolutely ridiculous. I was like, I don't need all those motors. That's insane. I need 34 motors. Alright, so we just finished production there in the assembler. I should have enough to finish off at least this tube, I think. Yep. So boom, that's done. And that should turn green, and it does. Perfect. Everything is hooked up and working the way it's supposed to. Yeah, that's your kind of your arm and your piston right now. Now we're going to add a drill on the bottom of this here. Let's get myself leveled off here so we're not looking crooked. And let's go grab that drill. So that's going to be in wheels and weapons. Down to the right here with the left stick, you'll see you're in the grinder kind of menu. Hit the A key, the A button twice, and you get over to the drills. And we're going to RB that guy. And oh, we just ran out of hydrogen. Was not paying attention. That kind of went quickly. Let's get that tank filled up. And oh yeah, I gotta turn this back on. So I'm definitely having a power issue here, for sure. And it seems the wind turbine is not pulling in the maximum output that it should. It's only pulling in 334, which is why we're getting that loud noise. It's kind of turning on and off because our basic refinery requires 330 minimum, and then the assembler wants 1. So we're right on the cusp of it. So with the O2 generator on, it's not going to produce, it's max required input, but it's not going to produce, it's going to kind of shut things down and not produce any components for us with the assembler. That should be enough for that to get the bottle filled, yep. It only needed a second. Get that back and rolling, and we should be able to, there we go. Get that back now. We're going to need that, and we're going to get this lined up here. And oh, we need steel plates. Always have steel plates on you, like I said. Important lesson right there. We should actually get ourselves situated here with this. Let's get this, since it's working for us, let's kind of take advantage of this. So let's clear out our builder queue here. And we want to get that drill queued up in there. Drill, yep. X to put it in the build planner. And then, because it needs 300 steel plates, so it's going to require a lot of steel plates and a bunch of steel tubes. Not a lot, but enough. They're heavy, the steel tubes, so they're kind of it's important to get those queued up. There we go. It's lined up. Drop that down. Let's see if we can drop down a second one here. That should do it. We want to get at least 3 of these guys going here, and let's get our basic assembler going, and then I'll bring it back to you when I have all the stuff that I need. At least when I have 2 of them built, and I'll bring it into the last one. Alright, so we are back in here, and we have 2 of the drills completed. So we'll get ourselves a nice little pilot hole going here. We eventually want to get this up to a total of like 9 drills, so 3 more on this side, and 3 more on this side to really get it rolling. Let's go ahead and finish this off. And there it is, it's done. So with all of that going there, let us go up to the piston here and get this rolling too. Whoops. RB, LB, and the square button there in the middle. Get to the piston. It is turned on. The thing with the piston, in order to get this to go down, you're going to have to click this reverse, so it'll start pushing down. We'll do that in a moment. I want to take a look at the velocity here on this. I want to turn this up a little bit. I don't want to have this going too fast. So I think it's 0.1 meters per second, which should be enough. What we'll do now is we will go back over to the drills. We can get them turned on, all of them. They are on the conveyor system, so it should start working for us. We can hit that reverse, and we can start seeing the drills dropping down. We might have to break all this down and add another piston in. It may not go down far enough, but it should be able to get us at least a nice pilot hole going here, and it should be bringing in a tremendous amount of stone for us at this point. You can see the stone coming in and going right back out as it makes its way to our basic refinery over here. Let's open up the basic refinery. You can see it all dumping in here rather quickly and blowing through it rather quickly, and you can see those numbers shooting up there as far as the nickel and the iron and the silicone all shooting up, which is what we needed to do. We could probably, we'll let that produce the rest of those steel plates. We're going to need them, and power's going to cut in and out only because because of reasons. You know, with the refinery going, it's kind of eating up all the power that we have right now. We're gonna have to work on our power situation soon too, I believe. But I think that should do it for this one, folks. This is quite a long one here. We spent a lot of time working on that large container and the conveyors. I did a lot of explaining of theory and concept here, and then gave you this nice little hack in here to kind of get things rolling. This should bring in all the material that we're going to need. Like I said, you're going to see this, and it's just going to pull it in, and it's going to just kind of refine it. It's doing very nicely now. It's starting to work pretty quickly here, so we probably have a decent amount of power, but we are grabbing a ton of rock now as it makes its way down. So you're going to have a lot of rock here, and that's one of the reasons why you want that large cargo container, right? Because look, it's holding 24K right now. Those drills are bringing it in and it's dumping it right in here. This holds a tremendous amount of stuff. What we're going to do is we're going to show you how to kind of throw those ingots back into that cargo container the next time, because it won't pull them back in. You're going to have to kind of build a conveyor system to go back to those, which is why I have all of these openings here. I'm going to do it in a way where it's not as efficient, but it's simpler and easier for you to understand in concept and in theory. But I want to thank you guys for stopping by and checking this one out. We're going to let that run and get all the resources that it possibly can. Leave your comments below. Leave a like for the video. Share this with your friends. Share this around. Let's get the word going here. It seems like I'm getting good response from you guys, and I really appreciate that. I really love the support that you guys are showing for this, and obviously you want more of it. And I'm doing this one fairly early. I may try to drop 2 of these a week if I can for the time being, until we kind of hit a spot where even goes beyond my skill. Looks like the piston has kind of finished its way up here, and we're going to have to turn that back around and reverse it. But I'll do that off camera. Again, thank you guys for stopping by and checking this out with me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye now.